I'm looking for people who are as hungry and persistent as me. I feel like the grit and hunger that has, you know, been persistent throughout my life and career.
As an operator, I know other investors are romanticizing multifamily investing, and I'm looking to learn from other investors' mistakes. I know you are too, and you found the right place. Welcome to Myers Methods Presents Multifamily Missteps. Everybody, and welcome to Myers Methods Presents Multifamily Missteps. I'm your host, Jerome, and I've got the great fortune of having Eng Taing with me today. How are things out in Cali, man?
Things are good. Things are very hot. I'm glad I just left the Bay Area where there's unfortunately, a lot of wildfires there. But I'm in cool San Diego now.
Oh, nice. I hear that you guys don't have any mosquitoes there. Is that a truth story?
We have a lot less bugs. I've been in the East Coast for college and work, and the humidity and the big bugs are something I don't miss.
Without question. Do me a favor and let the listeners know how they can get in contact with you.
Yeah, so my name is Eng Taing. Again, like Jerome said, you can reach me at Eng, E-N-G, at Touzi Capital, Touzi Capital. And you can also go to my website at touzicapital.com.
Perfect. All right. So, once you give the listeners a little bit about your background and what you've been working on and what you're most excited about now, I know you just, well, I won't steal the thunder. I'll let you go.
Yeah, thanks for that. I had the fortunate position to finally leave my 9 to 5 job. Just left last month, first month of financial freedom. Although I feel like I've been financially free for a while because I have been investing in real estate for more than 12 years, although not in multifamily to start. My previous job, I was leading data science at Apple. So I've been in Silicon Valley in tech. It's always hard to leave a nice cushy job, especially during the middle of a pandemic when the stock market is going sky high. But those golden parachutes will keep you there forever. Those golden handcuffs keep you there forever.
Yeah, I remember the feeling of the golden handcuffs and the addiction to the paycheck. It's a little different on the outside. You get a different experience in life, and I don't think anybody's willing to trade their freedom for money once they actually experience it. So kudos to you for making the leap. So you said you've been investing in real estate for 12 years. Has everything been perfect over the past 12 years?
Things have not been perfect, and I've learned a lot of lessons, and it's really great to have gone through up cycles and down cycles, and investing in California to start, which is a heavily regulated state. I remember my first misstep was thinking that I could manage something myself. It was a 4-unit multifamily deal, great cash flow, some value add, but just dealing with toilets and eventually evictions and pets, and somebody had a rabbit. I'm like, why do you have like 3 rabbits in the apartment building? It's only 700 square feet. It's like, how do you live with 3 rabbits? It's a lot of hassle to make not that much money, and really not valuing my time.
Wow. So you decided that self-management wasn't the way to go, huh?
Yeah, just like I do in my career, in my corporate career, I try to create process in place to put myself out of a job. I want to learn enough to be dangerous, but know that I'm not the expert in, property management. I'm not going to be on the boots on the ground, checking out, checking out the property and doing the turnovers and getting prospective tenants in. There's a lot of people who have done it for longer and they do it much better than me. And I like to rely on other people's expertise. Just like when you're building a team in corporate America, you try to surround yourself with people who know a lot more than you on stuff and just surround yourself with really talented people.
That makes a lot of sense. And I think you get a whole lot further faster when you do that. And so, did you keep investing in California, or did you decide to take your investing anywhere else?
Yeah, I learned 5 years ago that California is not a place where you can make money. Um, you can make money on appreciation, but then uh, that's speculation. I like to invest for cash flow, and I like to speculate on stocks. So that's where I'll get my appreciation. So over the last 4 years, I've been transitioning to investing out of state, and I've primarily been focusing on Kansas City.
Wow. Shout out to Mr. Kansas City, Logan Freeman. So you're investing in Kansas City. What type of assets are you guys buying in Kansas City now?
We're buying high cash flow assets, largely multifamily. I'm actually partnering with Logan on a 426 unit deal. So that's very exciting. I'm actually flying in a week to Kansas City. It's not something I can do all the time, flying to Kansas City because of the current situation, and I have a 2-year-old. Uh, but it's something that I heavily rely on my local partners on, and I always have a good time. Although the last time I was in Kansas City, it was very hot and humid, so not looking forward to that.
Yeah. So why make the shift in the model? I know you said, "Hey, I don't want to manage my own stuff anymore," but it seems like you really can't do anything in Kansas City other than hop on the phone and talk to people. So why make the shift to the Midwest for investing? And like, was there a misstep that happened that led you there?
Yeah, I think I just kept expecting things to grow as they were in California. You get used to certain things once you get it. So California was a huge boom market from 2009 to 2018. And then 18 and 19 was kind of a down year, especially in California, especially these high cyclical markets. So I gravitated towards something that wasn't cyclical. Kansas City for me feels stable, feels steady, feels much more higher value. It reminds me of buying California 10 years ago, except that I'm not going to assume any appreciation. I'm just going to assume really nice cash flow.
People want to be profitable multifamily operators but lack the knowledge, deal flow experience, and capital to be successful. They often try to overcome these challenges out of order, slowing or eliminating their ability to get their next deal done. We've developed a framework that allows them to gain the knowledge they need to find profitable deals. When they do, they create the time and location freedom, as well as the generational wealth they desire for their family. The Myers methods of multifamily investing have proved to be the fastest way to establish credibility and profitably grow an apartment portfolio. If you want to know more about our 4-step process, jump over to myersmethods.com to get our free 4-step guide to getting into multifamily investing. Let's get back to the episode.
So how do you vet a team that is so far away? Because I mean, it's not something you could ever drive. So I mean, that's always going to be a flight for the most part. How do you vet a team when you're making that? Because I think trust is going to be everything in that situation.
Yeah, it's somewhat a leap of faith to start. Logan and I have partnered on 3 deals already, so that's built that relationship over time. I value anyone's referrals. Just getting somebody who has a connection with somebody is always very valuable. And I in this industry, it's all about referrals and all about connections. So relying on that, flying to Kansas City every month, having lunch, having drinks with those guys, making a one-on-one connection, and then having a lot of Zoom calls and calls every day.
Okay, so you said referrals. What are you looking for when you sit down and you're building the relationship? Like what gives you an indication that hey, this is somebody I want to work with?
Yeah, I'm looking for people who are as hungry and persistent as me. I feel like the grit and hunger that has, you know, been persistent throughout my life and career. Uh, I gravitate towards people who are like that. Logan is a great example. He's just a very persistent, just a go-getter. And there's a lot of people in the industry who've made it, and they don't necessarily have that hunger anymore. And if I made it to that level, I might be fat and slow as well. So they're not hitting on anybody. Just everyone has their own like peaks and valleys and motivation. And right now in my career, being young and hungry, I like to surround myself with those folks as well.
Okay, so young and hungry, consistency is another thing that I think you alluded to, but then say specifically. And then, having, I guess, third party proof that, hey, this person is somebody that you should engage with. Have you had any issues with partnerships in the past that uh, maybe of missteps that you said you'll never make that mistake again?
Uh, I have gone to a lot of partnerships and I like to experiment. And I'm open to any new partnerships, even though they might they might not be as lucrative from an investment perspective for that moment. It's always about the future. Um, where I've had some issues with partners have been around just the lack of communication, the lack of involvement. Sometimes because I'm in California and some of my partners are at loco, they might not involve me as much as I would like. I'm always hungry to learn, so I loved if just people send me the minutia of details, stuff that I might not even like want to participate or need, can't really help with, but I just want to understand everything. And I really think I'm a fast learner, so I can help in the future.
Okay. Okay, so how have you corrected it when people have kind of just left you out of the minutia of, I call it making the sausage.
Yeah. The sausage making is fun, I think. I I'm persistent. I will call somebody and ask them to invite me to everything. And if I hear that they're doing something, I'm not trying to make it harder for my partners. I'm just trying to help them where I can, lend my expertise where I can, and relieve them of some of the burdens. And so I pitch it that way, and they will, over time, get to know me and trust me, because we're both doing this as a trust but verify model. We trust each other enough to get into partnerships, but maybe we need to verify that we can execute on the deal, on the partnership.
Got it. I love it, man. So I guess the final question that I have is, what words of wisdom do you have for our listeners?
I'm going to emphasize that partnerships and teams are hugely valuable. Whether you're doing a deal that you think you can do yourself because you have the capital, or you're doing a deal that is just 100 times more than you ever thought you could do. Partnerships and team building is critical because you're not only thinking about that deal, you should be thinking about the future deals, and the relationships that are built now will bloom really well for you in the future.
I love that. I love that. The blooming piece of it just it, it resonates with me because I think a lot of people think things happen instantly, but if you really think about planting a seed and watering it and nurturing it and nothing really happening, and then eventually it starts to come out, and then eventually you end up with a flower that blooms. And so I like that approach, and it goes back to the consistency and grit conversation that we've had earlier of just persisting through those periods where maybe you don't see everything happening that you would like to happen. So Eng, I really appreciate you coming on and adding value for our listeners. Any parting thoughts before we sign off?
No, I think if anyone's on the fence on real estate investing, I highly recommend just take some kind of action, whether you're learning or partnering with somebody or just investing with somebody else. Try to get in the game, because I think this is not, like Jerome said, it's not a get rich quick scheme here. It's a get wealthy slowly. And you need to start now. It's better than 10 years ago is probably a better time to start, but now it's a great time to start.
Yeah. The best time to get started was 10 years ago, just like a tree, and the next best time is right now. So, Eng, thank you so much again, and we'll talk soon.
Take care. Thank you.
You made it to this juncture, so you really love what we shared on this episode of Myers Methods Presents Multifamily Missteps. Do us a favor, give us a 5-star rating, give us a review, and share this with somebody who's interested in multifamily investing. Until the next time, the pack is with you.